Greetings, my dear audience. I am your narrator, an old man who has seen things that many of you can only dream of. The hands of time have etched deep lines of wisdom on my face, lines that tell tales of the unexplainable, the eerie, and the downright terrifying. My tales are not for the faint-hearted. They delve into the darkest corners of reality. Today's tale is set within the chilling walls of a long-abandoned mental hospital, a place where the echoes of the past still linger and the shadows hold secrets too terrible to utter, a place that has witnessed torments of the mind that defy comprehension. In the heart of this haunting setting we find a young boy named Marcus, an innocent soul whose life intertwines with this forsaken institution in ways that will send shivers down your spine. So brace yourselves, my friends, for the tale is about to unfold. Join me on this eerie journey as we unravel the tale of young Marcus. Marcus, a curious lad of just 10 years, was unlike any child you'd ever meet. This young soul bore an insatiable curiosity, a mind that was constantly questioning, constantly probing, seeking answers where others dared not look. His intelligence was striking, his wit sharp, and his fearlessness, well, that was something else entirely. Marcus's curiosity wasn't limited to the mundane, no, it was the supernatural that truly piqued his interest. Ghosts, ghouls, the afterlife, the unseen, these were the topics that consumed him, the mysteries he yearned to unravel. His fascination was so intense, it led him to the one place in town that was whispered about in hushed tones, a place shrouded in eerie tales and chilling mysteries, the abandoned mental hospital on the outskirts of town. Now, you might wonder, why would a boy of 10 show such interest in the morbid and the eerie? Well, Marcus was a lonely child. As intelligent as he was, he found it hard to connect with the other children his age. Their worlds were filled with games and laughter, while his was filled with questions and mysteries. This loneliness, this sense of detachment, only fueled his fascination for the supernatural. Marcus was not afraid to tread where others wouldn't. He was not one to shy away from the shadows. It was this courage, this fearlessness, that led him to the haunted mental hospital. He wanted answers, he wanted to understand, to know what lay beyond the realm of the living. Marcus, this young, curious and fearless lad, found solace in the mysteries of the supernatural. He found a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging that he didn't find in his everyday life. But as we all know, curiosity can be a dangerous thing. It can lead us down paths we're not prepared to tread, into darkness we're not ready to face. Little did Marcus know, his fascination was about to lead him into a chilling adventure. So, hold on to your seats, my dear listeners, as we delve deeper into the tale of Marcus and the haunted mental hospital. See you in the next horror story. The hospital stood tall, its dark history looming over Marcus. The imposing structure, once a beacon of healing and hope, now stood as a monument to the uncanny. Its once bustling corridors, now silent, echoed with tales of strange happenings and unexplained phenomena. A chill ran down Marcus's spine as he gazed upon the dilapidated building. This was not just any hospital, it was a place where reality and the supernatural danced a macabre waltz. Whispers of ghostly apparitions, chilling screams in the dead of night, and inexplicable disappearances filled its lore. The townsfolk, too terrified to set foot within its walls, spoke of it in hushed whispers, their eyes wide with fear. The hospital, they said, was cursed, a place where the veil between this world and the next was thin. Yet Marcus was undeterred. A sense of determination washed over him, his heart pounding like a war drum in his chest. He was a mere child, yet his spirit was indomitable. Fear was but a word to him, a concept he refused to let hinder his quest. He had a mission to accomplish, a truth to uncover, and he knew that the answers lay within the haunted hospital. With a deep breath, he pushed open the heavy, rusted gates. The iron groaned in protest, the sound echoing eerily through the night. A gust of wind howled through the skeletal trees, their branches scraping against the hospital's stone facade, adding to the cacophony of unsettling noises. The moon, once hidden behind a veil of clouds, now shone brightly, casting long, menacing shadows that seemed to dance and twist with a life of their own. Summoning every ounce of courage, Marcus stepped over the threshold. His small heart pounded against his ribs, each beat echoing the seconds ticking away on this chilling journey. As he ventured deeper into the hospital, the door creaked shut behind him, an ominous sound that seemed to seal his fate. The haunted hospital had claimed its newest visitor. Would he become another one of its countless mysteries, or would he uncover the dark secrets it held within? As Marcus stepped into the hospital, the door creaked shut behind him, sealing his fate. Inside the hospital, a world of unseen horrors awaited Marcus. Within the cold stone walls of the institution, unseen terrors lurked in every shadowy corner. To Marcus, the hospital was an alien landscape, filled with chilling echoes of the past. The air was heavy, weighed down by the remnants of forgotten souls. Their whispers carried on the stale, musty air. These whispers, they weren't just mindless chatter. They were stories, tales of woe, of despair, and of terror. They swirled around Marcus, chilling him to his very core. Objects around him moved of their own accord, the flicker of a curtain, the creaking of an old chair, a door ominously swinging open. It was as though the hospital itself was alive, breathing, watching. Marcus felt the eyes of unseen spectres upon him, their gaze cold and penetrating. It was a constant presence, a relentless scrutiny that gnawed at his sanity, bit by bit. Marcus was not just an observer in this haunted tableau, he was an unwilling participant. The hospital seemed to feed off his fear, growing bolder with each passing moment. The whispers grew louder, the movements more aggressive, the feeling of being watched more intense. There was a palpable sense of anticipation, as if the hospital was waiting, baiting Marcus, drawing him in. Yet despite the terror that gripped him, Marcus was unable to turn away. A morbid curiosity had taken hold of him. The whispers, the moving objects, the constant feeling of being watched. It was all a puzzle, a macabre riddle that Marcus felt compelled to solve. His heart pounded in his chest like a war drum. His breaths came in ragged gasps, but still he pressed on. Marcus, though terrified, couldn't help but venture deeper into the heart of the hospital. He was a moth drawn to a flame that flickered with unseen horrors. Marcus, though terrified, couldn't help but venture deeper into the heart of the hospital. As Marcus delved deeper, he stumbled upon a room that was colder than the rest. The room was suffused with an eerie chill that seemed to seep into his very bones, a stark contrast to the otherwise musty warmth of the decrepit hospital. It was as if he had crossed an unseen boundary into a realm where the normal laws of nature held no sway. This room was different, alien, and Marcus felt the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. He could hear nothing but his own heartbeat, thudding in his ears like a drum of war. The silence was oppressive, as if the very air was holding its breath in anticipation. In the center of the room lay a table, dust-covered and aged, upon which sat a single, worn-out diary. It was a relic of a time past, a silent testament to the countless souls who had once called this forsaken place home. Marcus, driven by a curiosity that outweighed his fear, moved towards the diary. The pages were yellowed with age. The ink faded, but still legible. It belonged to a former patient, a woman named Mary. Her entries were a chilling chronicle of her time here, filled with tales of shadows that whispered in the dark and figures that lurked in the corners of her vision. As Marcus flipped through the pages, he could almost hear Mary's voice, trembling with fear and desperation. Her words painted a vivid picture of her torment, of the unseen horrors that haunted the hospital's darkened halls. And then he heard it. A voice, a whisper, that seemed to echo from the very walls of the room. It was soft, barely more than a breath, yet it rang in his ears as clear as a bell. "Marcus," it said, his name pronounced with an intimacy that made his blood run cold. Marcus froze. His breath hitched in his throat, his heart pounding like a drum. The room seemed to close in around him, the shadows growing darker, the silence heavier. He felt a chill run down his spine, a sense of dread that was almost palpable. Slowly he turned around, his heart pounding in his chest. The room was no longer empty. A figure stood in the doorway, shrouded in darkness. He could see no features, no hint of who or what it might be, only a pair of eyes glowing in the gloom, staring back at him. Marcus turned around, his heart pounding in his chest. What he saw next was beyond his wildest fears. But that, my dear audience, is a story for another time. See you in the next horror story.